the draft religious and faith-based policy. And Lango sub-region religious leaders team, which I'm very glad was headed by the bishop, the Catholic bishop here. And he sat throughout the meeting from 8 to 5. And what we discussed was clarification of what a policy is and what it is supposed to do. The biggest confusion which has been going on, not only here, but all over the country, people think that a policy is a law. People think that a policy is now what is going to dictate the control and whatnot, how they should prepare their sermon and the like. No. The religious policy, I told them, and they understood that a policy is just a mega plan of government to solve a problem in an area, in an institution. It's a broad plan of action showing direction of how that problem can be solved. But it is not the one that solves the problem. It is a framework which shows you if the problem is in dishonesty, like it has been by some religious leaders. The policy just said that at least in a religious institution, let there be transparency. How you put that transparency measure in your institution, in your church, is up to you. The policy dictates there should be transparency when you are dealing with the public resources that you get in your church. You see, your contribution you give to the church becomes a public resource, and that is where government becomes concerned. Not that we should tax it. When we mention the word transparency and accountability, the church leaders were up in arms. They said, we want to tax the money. No! We want those resources that the congregation, that the Christians give, or the Muslim faith give in the church, in the mosque. When they give it, let it be used properly for the purpose for which it's given. Let there be procedures of how to know how much have you got. What are we using for it? How is it being used? And the like. That is what transparency is. Government is not interested in taxing you. What we tax, we know, is different. We tax taxable income. A donation, a giving in church is not a taxable income. It is not an income. It is a developmental money. It's like a grant. And that's why government, even at times, give grants to churches. You get it? When the president goes somewhere and they are building a church, does government not give money for building that? That is it. Because those are the purposes for which the money given to churches are for. What government is interested in is, let there be transparency in dealing with it. I am glad that the religious team, the religious leaders team of Lango sub-region, we ended on a very good note because they understood. They asked the question. And we explained. And they say, let this policy come quickly so that we can write out how we want our leaders to be transparent. Okay? So, we have achieved a great from that.
I think you have summarized everything. Thank you so very much for your time.